Hello everyone, it's April the 20th. Well, first in this short video I want to just treat you with my personal experience of what I had during the solar eclipse, the total solar eclipse of April the 8th, where I was exactly here exactly where there was the shadow of the complete total eclipse entering the North American continent. I found this a really powerful spot. Naturally, you can think of this is when this energy falls onto the land first time. So I was very, very lucky. So I show you a little bit of my footage here. First I'm going to show you a few maps. So I was here in Mazatlan mainly, and it just so happened that I should share this story quickly because it's really quite amazing how the universe works. So naturally, as an astrologer and very much interested in all what's above us, I was from young on fascinated by solar eclipses, and I wished for having a perfect direct experience full on at some point in my life. And all of a sudden, here it comes. I had this one tooth which I needed an implant on, and that was the sole solution because I already have implants on either side. So I did get an estimate here where I live, and it was so skyrocketing high that it was cheaper to fly back down to Mexico and have it done there, including a whole week of vacation, and I still saved a bunch of money overall. So this was my all of a sudden curveball. The universe threw me in a positive way to be able to experience this, and it came in the exact frame of time a few weeks prior to the eclipse. So here I was in Mazatlan, and then I was this is exactly where the eclipse was. The center line of the eclipse entered the American continent. I had GPS naturally in my little car which I rented, and that is the location which I chose to be. And you see this is lined up here with this little inlet. If you go back, then you see this is exactly that little inlet. So I was dead on. I found this. I had a couple days of time to zone in, and this was empty beach from left to right. I was the only one here, really white sandy beach, and the day before the eclipse I did do the scouting, and on the day I was there, well, it was still very few people for that huge beach. And here is my footage. Let's just start with that one because I really did as good as I could. This was with my little Canon camera. I did shooting the horizon and also the sun. I show you this first. So this was where I was. Okay. As you can see, the sun doesn't show up with the emptiness in the center, but you see 360 degrees around. The colors of sunset, that was during the totality, the 4 minutes and whatever 40 seconds or so, and this is all around 360 degrees, and it was just incredible how from midday sun it turned into this in a really in a handshake in no time. Just the moment the shadow was totally engulfing the solar disk, that is what happened. So this I really wanted to share this with you. Now I give you here a few more images which I got from the web. So this is here again, that's where I was pretty much at this point, and that is the core shadows you see here traveling over the American continent. There's a little video in the space weather page of that day from outer space, from the space station, or one of the satellites, I guess. Anyway, this is how I personally saw the eclipse, and you could look at it with bare eyes. During that 4 minute plus period, it was fully covered, and you saw the prominences. There were slight amount of filaments, of clouds filaments, which actually looked like a lace. It was actually really beautiful, very transparent, so one still could see the corona spreading out in all directions. This is what I saw with bare eyes, these little prominences shooting out over the edge of the sun in about 3 or 4 spots. That was the case. And then this is a picture from with a high resolution camera, shows you the corona really spinning out its tentacles in all directions. Also beautiful, as you can see, this spiraling motion of the sun's energy out into space. This is a cute picture. This is in the South Pacific, where the eclipse first came up over the horizon at daybreak. And then it traveled away, and it around noon local time it was entering Mexico. Here is another one. That's then what's called the diamond glare, the Bailey beads. It's also called when the sun just a little bit edges out of the shadow. Immediately also that energy shifts. Again, everything is illuminated. It was really amazing to see also the moment the moon slowly encroached onto the sun. You couldn't see much change in lightening, even though only a very small part of the sun was still uncovered, and for that I had these eclipse glasses where I could directly look at it. But the moment then, it's 1 second and it's fully covered, and the atmosphere changes completely, the temperature drops. It was really out of this world experience. The last picture here, that's how it was seen from an airplane high above the clouds. Anyway, I just really wanted to show you this, and here I have the chart for that moment. That was April the 8th, and local time at that spot was 11:45. That is actually when the shadow, when the core shadow, when the sun came out on the other end of the core shadow, so I should say it. So this was the final moment, and if we go back 4 minutes, it was 7:30 to be exact. That is when the shadow entered. So you see, it's really amazing, the alignment which was at that moment in time, at that place, anchoring the energy for the North American continent, really pretty much with Hygeia and Venus in a very tight conjunction here. And if we go into the end of the eclipse in that local spot, what really grabbed me was the ascendant degree here, 13 degrees and 19 minutes. Those of you who know the American chart, the New World chart, which I call it, of July the 4th, 1776, with the time I'm using, this is the sun's position in that chart of July 4th, 1776, 13 degrees, 19 minutes. That was the energy which was set in motion with the sun entering into full light again, coming out of the eclipse. Extremely symbolic. That is bringing the power back to the people. That is the short version of what I would call this. And again, with Venus and Hygeia this time already in house 9, so it's all about that, bringing health and well-being back to this planet from a very, very spiritual place. We are coming here also with Mars and Saturn and Neptune all in the 9th house. a very, very powerful chart this is overall. I mean, aside from the fact that whatever we have been saying about the eclipse of Chiron, dead on in the same spot where the sun and the moon was for these few minutes. Anyway, that's my personal story. I was very blessed to be in that place at that time. And one more time, I want to play you here the little movie. If you have missed it, it's really showing you the spectacle as good as I could capture it. The sun in full midday position, and here you see all these powerful, beautiful orange, pink colors. It was eerie. It was deeply a life-changing experience, I would call it. Anyway, thank you for joining and listening here, and stay tuned. I just have another one lined up on the very special highlight now. This eclipse really had been heralding, which is the Jupiter-Saturn, Jupiter-Uranus conjunction of actually just about when I speak. We are just an hour or two away from that exact alignment. Thanks for joining and being here, and I love you all. See you soon.